Raw content is dying, and people like William Brown, Charlie Morgan, and Sam Sulek are getting less views than ever. And if you're a business owner, you need to stop making this content today and then start making the content that I'm about to show you and break down over the next 10 to 15 minutes. You see, the problem with a lot of raw content is that people did it because it was authentic. The thing is that you sitting down in front of an iPhone doesn't make it authentic. And a lot of people are making videos like this, the smartest path to 10,000 a month in 2025. No hate to Connor. The problem is that these videos are now commoditized. Everyone is making them and they're no longer seen as authentic. They're actually seen as another kind of video where people know that they're gonna get sold because that's what everyone is doing with raw content. Everyone's just selling. And the reason for this is that competition on this kind of content is actually at an all-time high. So if you look at 2020 when raw content first came around right here, it had very little competition. And that's because the number of raw videos was extremely low, right? Everyone was doing pretty high production content and overall just making Iman Gaji style, high quality vlogs, whatever that may be. Essentially, people were making better videos. And what happened is at the end of 2023, we saw something insane happen. And that was when we saw Sam Sulek come on. We saw Sam Sulek create his YouTube channel and start posting raw content. Once that happened, everyone caught on. People like William Brown, Charlie Morgan, all of these people who make raw content, all these people shifted over from high production into this raw style of content. And what happened is that it absolutely exploded because simply it was new. There was actually a lot of demand for this content. So the amount of demand has always been higher than the supply. But after 2023, once everyone saw that there was an inefficiency in the market and there was actually a gap in the market where there was an excess in demand versus supply, people started to create these videos like crazy. Pretty soon after, around 6 months to a year later, at the start of 2024, we saw that the actual supply had reached the demand. Right at this intersection point is when we started to see this content dying. This is something that we're going to continue to see over the next few years because people will still make it because they still think it works. But the problem is that right here, the amount of views on this content was like very high, very high, very high, very high. Then as soon as it crossed that equilibrium, the views just drop and they fizzle off into nothing. And you end up being stuck making videos like this, right? That get a couple hundred views and don't really do anything. So what is the solution to this problem? It's actually something very, very simple that the best YouTubers on the platform right now are doing. And I'm doing it right now as well. So if you look at these 4 videos, these are very similar to the raw style of content that we've been seeing, right? We have Simon Squibb, a business YouTuber, and what he has done is he's taken his content from this higher production and he's actually made it a lot more raw than it was. Same thing with Jack Hopkins. He used to make raw content, he took advantage of the raw wave, but now he's actually shifted towards more high production content, but still raw. Then we have Daya, right? And she has a very good, simple style that is very raw, but done very professionally and high quality. And then we have Jeremy Haynes, which if you're a business owner doing over $100,000 a month, you probably know him. And he is essentially doing very, very raw content that looks like this, right? Where he's literally just doing on an iPad, exactly kind of what I'm doing right now, where he's just drawing on an iPad. And same thing with Daya. She just has a very nice presentation. No fancy Iman Gaji animations. Same thing with Alex Hormozi. He's doing a presentation and it's high quality, but it's also a bit raw. He has some edits, splitting it, making sure it looks good. He has nice cameras, but the video itself is raw. Same thing with Simon Squibb. He has very minimal edits, but a very high quality background. He's switching constantly between camera angles to look at the whiteboard, to look at the side of his face, to look at him straight on. But it is a lot more raw than an Iman Gaji video. Same thing with Jack Hopkins. He's got a professional camera. He's sitting in the middle of the desert on a really high production setup, and it looks like something out of a movie scene. So what do all of these people have in common? Well, these people all understand that the demand for raw content has died. And the style that is coming around now is something that we actually predicted about a year ago. And that is called high production raw content. So high production raw content is content that has supporting edits instead of being editing for editing's sake, right? We don't want that. We don't want Iman Gaji animations. We just want elements that add onto it, that add education, that add an extra little layer that helps people understand the content better. These videos often don't have a script. In fact, they're mostly just off the cuff, exactly like this one. I don't even have bullet points. I just have this presentation and I'm just going. These videos are also very authentic, right? Like for example, with me right now, I'm just sitting down with you, looking at the camera, telling you my opinion about content. And same thing with any of the people doing this kind of style of content. For example, I'll put a little clip of Jack Hopkins here.
Feels guilt. If your mind feels like you never have enough, that is what you will attract on that vibrational frequency.
As you can see, it's very, very raw. There's not much editing, but it does have a good camera. And this is one of the key things here is that high production raw content is highly produced. It looks good. And one thing that people don't understand is that the part about raw content that people actually like isn't the fact that it's shot on an iPhone. It's the fact that it's unfiltered, authentic content that is educational. That is the purpose of raw content. So what we can do is that we can actually make this raw content better and outcompete the entire market by simply making it higher production, which if you're doing a full script, bunch of imangaji animations, it takes away from that. It feels like a movie, but we want something that still feels raw and authentic. However, it's shot high production. It looks good. The audio quality is good. The edits are good. And it looks overall very professional. And it also gives a lot of value. Like for example, this imangaji business video, even the man himself is changing to this style of content. And all this video has is he just has supporting edits. He has this iPad right here. And what this allows him to do is simply visualize the information that he is talking about and explain it better to you than he could without that visual aid there, right? That's not necessarily for retention. It's to help you understand the information. That's the kind of key thing here, is that it's just content that gives a ton of value. No fluff, no hype. It's just pure value-based content. And this is by far the best kind of content for business owners to make in 2025. But you have to keep in mind that you actually need to do this with high production ideas. You can't do the how I'd make 10K a month ASAP if I had to start again idea. That's not going to work with this higher level of content. It's much harder to do a video titled step-by-step how I made 16.4 million so you can just copy me. You need actual high production ideas now that you're doing more high production content. And where does this come in? Well, you need to actually look at outlier concepts. So these are videos that have done exponentially well on other channels that are preferably actually in different niches, and then bringing them back to your own. So here are two examples of this if you're a business owner that you could take and use to get a lot of views today. So this is one of our videos. This is boring, but you'll hit 1,000 subscribers fast. This is a video we get on average on our main channel around probably 8 to 10,000 views. And this video got 548,000. So that is an extreme outlier concept where it basically got a lot more views than the other videos on the channel. So that's probably a concept that if you take it back to the business space, it will work extremely, extremely well. So what you could do is this is boring, but you'll blank fast. So this is really where you need to insert your own thing. This is boring, but you'll hit 10,000 a month dropshipping fast. This is boring, but you'll hit 10K a month with SMA fast. This is boring, but you'll find a rental property fast. All of these are examples of titles that would fit into this concept and do really, really well. So think about this for your niche. Whatever that may be, you can pretty much fit it into this concept. Same thing with this one by Ali Abdal in the YouTube growth space. You could bring this back as well. If I started a blank in 2025, I do this. If I started a business in 2025, I do this. If I started a lawn care company in 2025, I do this. So there's so many concepts that you can take these proven ideas that are currently working for high production content, bring them back into your niche and absolutely crush it. And we actually predicted this entire thing. If you look at the history of YouTube, it started in 2005, right? And then in 2010, it went into authenticity. That sounds pretty familiar, doesn't it? 2012, sketch comedy. 2014, 2018, high quality content. 2020, Mr. Beast style. 2022, storytelling content. 2023, back to authenticity. Typically, YouTube revolves the kind of content that's popular every 10 years. That's what we see over and over again. And right now that correlation has held up. What we see in 2010, authenticity. What we see in 2023, authenticity. It's not a direct 10-year correlation, but it's very, very close. We've kind of seen all of these come back. And so what we can use 2014, 10 years later, 2024, high quality. 2016, 2020, 10 years later, going to be coming back 2024, 2026, high quality plus vlogs. So that could be people like Daniel Dalen, Bruno Casanovas, Champ, all of these people who are doing these really high production vlogs. They are the start of that. But now we're seeing all of the other YouTubers come in like Alex Hormozi. We're seeing Ali Abdal. We're seeing all of these people who are now making high production raw kind of styles of content, basically bringing what was working before in the authenticity stage and now making that to fit the modern times. With that, you need to adapt. And by the way, if you want to know what the next wave after high quality is, it's going to be comedy. So you might be wondering, how can I incorporate comedy into business? Well, it's actually very doable. You look at Alex Becker. I think Alex Becker over the next couple of years is going to absolutely skyrocket on his channel. He's going to make a huge comeback over the next couple of years simply because this is going to be the kind of next trend that we see happen. I think Alex Becker does business comedy better than anybody else. That and then high quality. I think high quality will be around for the next 2 years, but sketch comedy is coming back. So if you can actually combine the two, you are going to absolutely blow up your channel. And then in 2030, it's going to revolve back to Mr. Beast and more storytelling videos. Don't worry about that yet. For right now, worry about sketch comedy plus high quality plus vlogs. Those are the three things that are working right now on YouTube. And that is what's going to work over the next few years. So if you're a business owner, the amount of leads that you get directly correlates to the amount of actual targeted traffic that you're getting on your channel. If you're making your content fitting into these boxes, by the way, do it creatively. Like, you don't have to stay 100% in these boxes, do what you like, but try to make it overall high quality funny, maybe a little bit more funny too, that will work really, really well. And you'll be able to get a lot more traffic, targeted traffic coming in and get a lot more leads for your business. So this is a little bit more high level, but overall, just keep this in mind when you're making content and when you're developing your content strategy, and you'll be in a really, really good spot ahead of most people who are currently making raw content. And if you want to actually learn how to shift your content from raw to high production, I have an entirely free YouTube course with over 6 hours of content in order to build a high quality YouTube channel that can reach 100,000 or even 1 million subscribers. And if you're a business owner, this video will teach you how to get a lot more leads as well. So watch this video next where I show you what it is, how to get access, and how you can use the information inside to blow up your business on YouTube. Thanks and have a great day.